I didn't know how good he was. It's just amazing. Like, I knew he was good, but now like so he put it into a different gear. It was amazing. I was surprised he retired because I thought he wanted to do, everybody in the media says he wanted to do 30-0, but you know, that's his choice. What a great way to finish a career. I mean, he left an incredible legacy.
Khabib doesn't play jiu-jitsu with you. He doesn't turn it into a jiu-jitsu match. He locks up your arms, he gets into a safe position and beats you up. He ties up your legs so you can't get up and beats you up. And even if you somehow do manage to work your way up slowly, he beats you up the whole way up and then brings you back down. Like he is honestly a beast, a scary beast. As long as he can touch you, as long as he has a hand on you, he can get the takedown. And it is unbelievable that level of, which opens up his whole stand-up game, because that level of threat of the takedown is ridiculous.
What a great way to finish a career. Now the doors are all open for him. He finished on top, is stuck, is at his pinnacle. You know, now he can do whatever he wants.
When I look at him, man, George had close fights. Khabib never really got challenged. And to get to 29-0, that's why I talk about mistakes, right? George made mistakes. George made a mistake in the Matt Serra fight. Because if he wouldn't have, Matt Serra would never have beaten him. He was better, right? Khabib never made a mistake. So I think Khabib is the greatest fighter of all time.
I look up to Khabib for the honor he carries. You know, he's a very honorable man. He respect his father and respect his religion and just so many things, you know, Ramadan and all this stuff. But he is a true classy champion. And in my opinion, the greatest of all time currently. You know, some people will argue it's John Jones, but without a doubt for me, it's Khabib, his undefeated record, and the class that he brings as a human being.
I think Khabib is he's phenomenal. He's very respectful and honorable. I think he is a stand-up role model for the sport and for people just alike. I think that's how you should act, especially us as warriors going into battle. I think that's the respect and the honor you have to give your opponent. So that's the first one. That's my thing. I think GSP did a good job of that as well. And there are a lot of other fighters, but that's along the train I'm thinking of. And two, it's just Khabib's fighting prowess and style, man. Like, everyone knows what he's gonna do. Everyone knows what he's gonna do, and no one can stop him. And no one can stop him. There's no secret. He doesn't come into fights with new game plans. He doesn't come into fights. It doesn't matter, because he just knows that he's gonna take you down and bash shit out of you.
But it's Khabib. It's Khabib. He ends up on top. He finishes on top. He retires on top. He's the champion. He's walking away one of the biggest stars in the sport, and I just thought it was beautiful. I mean, the man has so much honor, you know, and he gets a lot of respect for his fighting ability, but he deserves a lot of respect for the honor that he has.
He's invincible.
Grappling. I love wrestling. The reason I do MMA is because I love wrestling. But I like guys like Matt Hughes. You know, he should take you down and beat the piss out of you. That's what I love to see. You know, Mark Coleman, when there was headbutts, just mean guys are just trying to beat the piss out of you, break your will, take you down, and then when they get in the position, hurt you, you know? It's the reason why I like Khabib. Khabib takes people down, and he's punching them in the face, and he's trying to submit them, and he's talking shit to him at the time you're supposed to talk shit during the fight. Those are the things that I like.
Like, the dude's good, man. He's so good. I always wondered, right? So if you watch fights from the past, right, and guys that we had trained out of our gym, Cain Velasquez had that same type of style. Pressure, take you down, get in the clinch, beat you up, right? Get to the top position, ground and pound was insane. Cain was missing the submissions, right? If I got to those positions, takedown right, I didn't have as much control. Luke Rockhold fought a little bit of a different style, but when he got on top, Luke was very good at floating the hips. I always wondered, how would this look if this style was done perfectly? If the person doing it had everything. That's Khabib. That's Khabib. He has the knee control with his legs, right? All that control with the legs, he does it perfectly. He gets the takedowns with the pressure. I didn't get enough takedowns in bulk like Khabib. I wasn't willing to go and get 20 of them. He is. He also had all the submissions. Like, it was like perfect.
There have been good, very high level guys in the game like across the history. Like there's been a lot of high-level guys with those sort of skill sets where people know what they're doing, and then they start to work them out, and they start to counter them, and then you see everyone switched onto it, and then the guy can't quite get his game plan off anymore. Not with Khabib. Khabib does it. He makes it work no matter what, and that is amazing, especially at the level that he's at. With someone with that caliber and that level of skill, and that overwhelming level gap. It's how do you beat him? You catch him. You can't catch him because he's got a chin made out of granite.
Of course, Saturday night was dominated by Khabib. At the post-fight press conference, Dana came out, sat there and said, he's the GOAT. Simple as that. John Jones' name has to be brought into the conversation. And then he came out and he was saying, you know, listen, I've worked so hard for 15 years. I've had, I forget how many title fights, 15 title fights. He said Khabib had 4th. That was his 4th world title fight. I've had 15 and I've won them all. And you're going to put Khabib in there before me? But you got to remember, John Jones tested what? Twice? Tested positive twice for steroids.
I think that Khabib's the #1 guy in the pound list of all time. Of all time. We've never seen dominance like this. He's never been cut. He's never been dropped. We have never been in a Khabib Nurmagomedov fight and thought, oh my God, he might lose. And if you're going to kind of ding him for that, you're out of your mind. This guy has been at the top and fighting tough guys from start to finish. But as it's going on, his 3 title defenses, all finishes. All finishes. Finished Conor McGregor, finished Dustin Poirier, and finished Justin Gaethje. And it went faster. 4th round, 3rd round, 2nd round. He was only getting better. Yeah. And he's leaving at the top of the sport.
I like what Khabib does. I like that he's undefeated and he's one of the best lightweights.
He's a formidable opponent. Wrestles bare since he's a kid. Has put a lot of time into his stand-up work, and he was a lot sharper than I anticipated he was going to be. So I've got to respect that. You know, it was his big moment. Yeah. It's easy to do this once, okay? It's very easy for someone to be given something and to do it just one time. That's like, you put your absolute all into it. But to do it time after time and year after year, that's when the motivation kind of dips, that's when the dedication kind of lacks, and that's when people creep up, and that's what I feel has happened here. You know, I didn't give him his respect.
Yeah, I respect Khabib as a competitor, bro. He's a hell of a competitor. I like what he brings to the table. I like his attitude too. He doesn't get caught up in trying to promote the fight via bullshit. If he doesn't like a guy, he doesn't like a guy. And if he gets along with the guy, he doesn't force it trying to sell people on I'm gonna kill this guy because I hate him so much and do all that talking shit, which I very much like that, and I commend him for that, you know. And I like his fighting style because he's trying to finish people, you know. People get it confused that I don't like grappling and wrestling. That's bullshit. What I don't like is blatant stalling or just trying not to fight, doing everything you can not to fight when you're in a cage is meant to fight. Khabib's trying to punch people in the face or choke them out, so I enjoy that.